everyone, and welcome to the Week 8 Big Brother Pasio cast assessment. So basically, a lot's happened. So Yusuf won HOH and nominated both Emily and Lucas. Yusuf won, veto did not use, and then Emily was evicted. This is like right now, just for reference, we're right after the eviction, basically. Um, and Yeah, I don't know. This week was kind of a mess. I don't know how you guys felt, but like, I really feel like the interesting thing about this week was that Yusuf definitely did Kaylee's dirty work, and I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
that he was aware of it because he said, pretty sure there was like a direct quote where he was like, "The hosts are probably calling me Kaylee's puppet," and it's like, yeah, you were.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
So
Yeah, this HOH was like, and I think even he has said this about himself. Like he said, it was like a diluted, not quite as bad Dylan HOH, but like on the right same kind of lines.
mm-hmm.
Like he sort of did the thing that, and again, I'm the most hypocritical person ever for saying this, but like the whole, I don't want to make decisions. Ooh, my life is so hard as being HOH thing that I did, and like it's just not a good idea. It just did not come off well. It doesn't come across as nice. It comes across as annoying to other players. And I just wanted to shake him and be like, just own it. Like, if you're gonna get out your pre-season friend, you have to be confident about it, or it comes off even worse.
Yeah, it's like, no, okay. I think we all believe that this HOH was really bad for Yusuf's game in general. But like, if he was going to do this, like, one, Emily is a winner, so she's a very big threat within her last season and this season. You can't be like wishy-washy. That's how you lose jury votes. That's how you get bad jury management. Like, you have to own
Mm-hmm.
your game, even if it comes with like really bad backlash at first. As long as you stand your ground, then like no one cannot respect it.
Yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
completely agree. And I think even though like he did a poor job, I don't even think that it was like a good move on his part. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
he should have went after somebody like I don't know. Literally, I think he should have went after Lucas. I feel like that would have been 100% the best move
Mm-hmm.
because Lucas is obviously on the other side, but he doesn't have the connection with Lucas as he does to Emily. And in my opinion, I feel like Emily and Lucas, they're kind of like the same. So I feel like Lucas just would have been like the perfect option, and I don't know why
Mm-hmm.
he didn't go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he basically took a shot at the only person in that Avengers, and by Avengers I mean the Johnny Avengers alliance, that wasn't going to nominate him. He got the only one in that alliance out
Yeah.
that was not going to
Yeah, I
nominate
don't know
him.
why he went after Emily. Like it makes no sense.
well,
Um
begins with a K and ends with an A.
yeah.
Um, but Yeah, I totally agree. The thing that was frustrating to watch was like Yusuf kind of, it seemed knew what he was doing was like kind of not the best for his game. When he won the veto and he's like, "Oh, I think I'm going to use it on Emily and put up Nathan and then whoever goes goes." And
Mm-hmm.
he hopped on call with Kaylee, and Kaylee and Owen were like so rude to him. And we're like, no, you're an idiot. Why would you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And then he was like making points. He was like, well, if the HOH and veto winner goes out the next week, that's not good for me. And like, I was like, thank you. Like, you understand. And then he just was misted by Kaylee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then even now in an alliance chat, Kaylee's in. She's being like, "John is going hard for HOH, and I think Yusuf wants me to go for HOH, but I feel like I'm going to go for immunity." Like Yusuf did Kaylee's work, and now Kaylee's like, "Okay, now for my own safety," as she should. And it's
Hmm.
just, oof.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I have. Sorry, go ahead.
no, like I just saw like in Johnny's submissions, like I see like little Kaylee's little icon bubbling up, like Kaylee's making sure her bases are covered for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like I scalped Kaylee for like what I think happened is like Kaylee was Jules' puppet, obviously, and then Jules had to put down her puppet because she's not in the game anymore. And now Kaylee is kind of taking over, not as well as Jules was doing, but like essentially the same like spirit where like she pulls Yusuf's strings, she pulls Owen's strings, and I don't think that they're going to like catch on to it or like really come after her or like
Mm-hmm.
realize that they're doing it. Like I feel like
Yeah.
Yusuf realizes that he's doing Kaylee's dirty work, but just doesn't is like whatever, you know?
Mm.
I think it's like he's like I think he's believing his own delusion. Like, he knows this is bad, but like I feel like he feels like he has no other option, so he's just trying to make the best of what like shit he has caused, you know? But it's just so
Yeah.
sad because Emily was really like such a perfect opportunity for Yusef to like really jump ship if his, I guess, quote unquote,
Literally.
side came under fire. Like Emily could have told, let's
Yeah.
say, Johnny or Monty, don't nominate Yusef.
Yeah,
Or
but what
like,
doesn't
yeah,
make
it
sense
just
is
it
that
doesn't
she
make
kept him
sense.
safe last week. Like
Yeah.
everyone wanted him up, and she kept him safe, and also told him what people were saying about him. So I just was confused. I think
Yeah.
everyone's confused because it makes low key and high key no sense, and it's just like Johnny. It's like I get it. Yusuf won, and the second that he won was like, oh, Johnny's not touching the block. Like, and I get that because you want to preserve a house target, but it's like you could have had an easy HOH week with no blood on your hands.
Like, I think the noms were Monty and Lucas for Yusuf. That is the move I see for him. Or Lucas and Nathan. Any of those three. Like, I get keeping Johnny in because so many people are mad at Johnny, but the conclusion is not to go from to then target him. It just it irritated me just watching. Like, I wanted to shake him.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think but also on the same hand, it's like Emily made such a big move last week, which I think was honestly what was best for her game, and I don't think anyone else would have done it. And it was
Yep.
really bold of her to do it, but I think she kind of sometimes when you make a big move, that's just what happens. You know, you get
Yeah.
fucked. So
Yeah.
Yeah, her side, like, I mean, like, when you do something like that, like, her side needed to win HOH this week, and it's, like, same for, like, Kaylee's side. They took Emily out, they have to win HOH next week, or it's just gonna go back and forth like it always has been.
And I really think that's what's going to happen is that um, now sorry, I was grading someone's puzzle. Now, what's going to happen is Owen is the only one who's going to be energized to go for HOH. Kaylee just is going to go for immunity. Yusuf can't play, and Kate's in a good position, so I don't see why she would go for it. And Arya, and that's like their core alliance. And so it's like if Owen can't pull out this win, it's like, well, now it's going to ping pong back again. Because it's so
Yeah.
weird in games. Like, usually it's like one side takes over pre jury, maybe the other side gets 1 week and they just can't get it and pull it out. But like it's been so back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it's like I really think that Kat and Renee and Arya are in the best position
Yeah.
right now.
I agree.
No, yeah, because, like, the way this house is divided is mostly because of, like, the controversies that happen within this game that therefore makes the game personal, and that doesn't make people, like, not, like, Johnny can't go and be like, hey, Kaylee, let's work together. Like, that ship has sailed. So, like, it's so, the sides are just so solid that, like, Arya, Kat, Renee, they're thriving. They're just chilling. And that's all you need to do in the middle.
And also, I've said this, but I think Kat particularly is going to be a real sleeper jury threat. Because I think they're like, ooh, Kat's kind of kooky and crazy. That's what they thought of her pre-jury. But now, Emily and Jules could not be two more like disparate, different players. But the one person I think they're both rooting for, even though Jules is only a little bit, is Kat.
Yeah, I think Kat's like racking up jury management. Like, even though Jules isn't like the biggest fan of Kat, like Jules doesn't hate Kat, and it's like all the other people who are on one side or the other side people probably wouldn't vote for them. At least like because Jules is in there and doesn't like the Johnny side and vice versa with Emily. I think Kat is cultivating a really good jury management. And I think honestly her being on the block so much the first few weeks is gonna make her seem like less of a threat, you know? Like that works for her now. Like usually if you can get to jury after being pawned a few times and like put up, it really works for you.
It's like Autumn, for example. Like she has a real Autumn arc, I think, now where like just like you said, pre-jury, everyone was like, ooh, easy pawn, and kind of thought she was a bit chaotic and kind of, and then now she's like set, ingrained everywhere, and it's going to be, I think, in the end game.
Yeah. No, yeah, Kat's doing very like it's just so I don't know. It's like even like on paper, if people are like playing a quote unquote bad game because she has been nominated, it's still good. It's still good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no one who's just like sitting around not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, never mind. There's only
I
one
disagree.
person sitting around not doing anything. Like, even like it's so weird that even like Nathan is running around. Like, honestly, like this week, I have to give him props because he
Yep,
should have been nominated.
I
And half
agree.
of it is definitely Yusuf being not the brightest, but another part of it is he put in a lot of work. I was watching his DRs to like call Yusuf, try to get himself off the block, say this, say that. And him and Monty in particular, Nathan and Monty, really misted the fuck, especially
Yeah,
Monty, out of Yusuf, because Yusuf was going around like, oh, are we sure Monty isn't with them? Are we
yeah,
sure Monty's not a number for us? When Monty is literally in the alliance being like, fuck Yusuf, get him out.
yeah.
And I think that like that made me stand the hell out of Monty because that's
Hmm.
iconic if you have that level of mist over someone.
Yeah. Yeah, Monty's wanted Yusuf's head since pre-jury, so the fact that he wanted Yusuf and Owen nominated if you want pre-jury, like Yusuf really missed a shot at Monty this week, or Lucas, or just anyone that wasn't Emily. Oh,
Yeah, because like we all agree that like this is good for Yusuf's side, but not for Yusuf's individual game. Like Emily was just such a big target, and like he really could have taken someone more like in the middle or like more low key of a player, and still have been able to satisfy like his allies' needs and get relatively like no blood in his hands and still keeping good connections with everyone. Okay.
Yeah, I yeah, I I don't know. I think like obviously the Jules and Emily thing. I'm pretty sure I said early on that it was going to become like a beef later on.
hmm,
And I think that was like it's kind of interesting how this game has been like little mini rivalries that like both of the people end up getting taken out. It's not like Randy and Alyssa and Galar where like you guys just
hmm,
went at each other and like were unsuccessful so many times until you weren't unsuccessful. It's like Anthony and Eve, Dylan and Anthony, Caleb and Jules, Jules and Emily, Emily and Yusuf. Like
yeah,
it's pretty like you can trace it literally point to point. And
hmm,
I don't know. Like I think not looking too good for Yusuf. Like he did not put
yeah,
himself in a good position
hmm,
because there's a pack of hungry wolves coming for him.
yeah.
Um
I think also he was at one point considering using the veto, which I think at that point there were arguments for it, but in a way his HOH week was not really salvageable. But the problem is
yeah.
that sketched out his own allies, and now if he's nominated against Kaylee, if he's nominated against Owen, if he's nominated against Kate, I think he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like what
And I'm
Dylan did. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was thinking this morning when I woke up, I was like, is this better or worse than what Dylan did? And honestly, I think it's worse because like he lived through a Dylan HOH. Like and commented on it and said that it was awful and then went and did the same thing. Like at least with Dylan, it's not like he like saw himself do it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's like watching someone get hit by a car and then hitting someone with a car and being like, wow, that was bad that I hit someone with a car. Like, that's the same thing to me. Like,
Mm.
I don't know. Gonna be hard to pick who gets worst HOH, though, I'd tell you that.
Yeah, like oh my gosh, so many HOHs have been taken out. It's crazy.
Yeah. Also, no one's won HOH, like, more than once this season so
Mm-hmm.
far.
That's
The
interesting.
comp wins have been super spread out.
Even
Yeah.
immunity too. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's won immunity more than once.
It's about to happen though.
Um, yeah. I don't know. I have to give credit to Kate though. I feel like I was hard on her a lot, but like that girl's really hustling. Like she is winning comps, which I think she's even like proving herself wrong because she came into this being like I'll never win a comp.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I look at like her with next to like Dylan was such a bad influence on her. And
Mm-hmm.
like how she didn't even want to campaign and all of that and then it's like now she's like kind of snapping, and I'm here for it.
I agree. Her and Monty are kind of doing similar things from either side. They're like
Mhm.
the most connected on their side to the other side, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I would. Go ahead.
like if Kaylee's side got targeted, Kate would be the last one standing. If Johnny's side got targeted, Monty would be the last one standing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's just Kate's done very good. It's just very good adapting to the game dynamics and making sure that there are bigger targets than her on her own side, but still being able to play loyal and so therefore have like better jury management if they leave.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Cause like before I was like, oh well, Johnny's gonna go soon, and it's like I don't really know. I don't think it's possible for Johnny to win this game, but
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's possible for him to go very deep into the game.
I agree.
Trying to think if there's anyone else that we didn't talk about. I guess
I want
Arya.
to talk about. Oh, Arya, yeah, we talked about her.
Oh, I just think Arya is reclaiming her spot as like
I
a
agree.
15-year-old who's tricking a bunch of adults. Like I think that's so funny. Like that
Mm-hmm.
people just think that she's sweet little Arya, but they do somewhat like recognize that she's like someone who plays the whole house, but like they don't care. They're like, "Oh, that's just Arya."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe they think that like she's just somebody that's like they're like she's in their back pocket. But like everybody
Mhm.
thinks that. I don't know.
Yeah. I think both sides think Arya got exposed for playing the middle because she kind of was, and they're like, "Oh, Arya's been exposed. Guess she's with me now." And then Arya just be picked up. Like I know we said Jules is like was like the puppet master. Arya hasn't got like puppet string. She has like little shoelaces that she's got on everyone, like tentacles. Like she's a bit more low key, but she has
Yeah.
mist on everyone.
Yeah. That girl knows what's up. Like she literally
Mm.
always knows what's going on, like without fail.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like I honestly think that a newbie is going to win this season. Like I don't see like I think between Monty, Arya,
Kate,
honestly even
Kat.
Kate and Kat, like I think they have way better odds than the returnees at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lucas would be the only returning that could win this
Yeah.
game at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I was on the call with the Three Blind Mice alliance of Kaylee, Arya, and did I say Kaylee already? Yeah,
No,
Kaylee.
that's
Okay,
all.
sorry, Kaylee, Arya, and Kate. And they were talking about like picking up Lucas now that he's gone. Like it's kind of like a Kate Dillon situation. Lucas losing Emily is really good for his game because
Yeah.
now he's already so good at finessing like the social dynamics already, and now he has like no like duo to be associated with. He can stay more low key, and it's just like I think he could really and like he's in his DR. He like talked about like how like he knows like Nathan and Johnny are going to probably vote him out, and they did, and how he can't trust them. So he's also down to flip. He's down to make a move.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm a Lucas stan, that's why I talk so much.
Yeah, no, I watch his videos and I'm always impressed by his read on the house. I think I wrote that on my jokers for the week. Like he always like whatever we're talking about in the intern chat or like thinking, he's always him or Arya is always
Yeah.
they'll say it in their GR or they'll say it in a video. And even Yusuf too, but like his is like I know I fucked up right after he does it, and it's like I feel bad because honestly he was one of the people at the start of this game where I was like big brained legend, and I think he still is a big brain legend. I just think he's like consciously making decisions that he knows are bad but isn't stopping himself for whatever reason.
Mm. Yeah, it's just like the way he's handling himself. This is narcissistic, but it does remind me of me and Ore. Just like it's like I'm doing badly, but I'm gonna just like just that kind of energy. That is exactly what I was doing, and it's just like I want to just like, shake him, and be like, just sit and breathe, and just think, and just don't talk to Kaylee, and just talk to yourself, and just think it. I just want to shake him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Renee made a video of DR. That was fun to watch.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the only other person that we didn't talk about is Owen.
Oh.
Well, what's there to say?
Yeah, do you guys know what he's doing? Like, what like he is in this game. Because I try to give him benefit of the doubt, but it literally feels like every day he's just like, I don't know. Like I literally don't know. Like I don't have like anything to say really.
He just like he has no like he's just stuck with his side. Like Kaylee and like Kate and Yusuf, like sure they're loyal to like each other, including Owen, but like those three, they are still able to like make somewhat a connection to the other side. Like Owen is just so like to himself.
Yeah, he talks to
And he
Arya. That's the only thing that I'll note is that he did this week,
Mhm.
like him and Arya, like improved their little
Yeah.
thing.
But it's
But
like so did Kaylee. And
yeah, I know.
Kaylee and Kate did, and they did it better than Owen. Like Owen is just playing copycat really, and he's not doing it as good of a job. And like I think he thinks he's in a good position. He really isn't.
I was just like taken aback by how rude he was to Yusuf.
Yeah, that was
I
really
And he
bad.
was just
know.
like condescendingly talking to him about the game, but it was like what?
Yeah. No, yeah, it just irks me because he has a kind of bad habit, I think, of like talking really negatively about other people's games, and then he'll be like, he'll be like, oh, such and such person is a clown. What is this person doing? Da, 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 da. And then it's like, he just needs to be introspective, and it irritates me.
No, yeah, he has an ego, and he has no game to back it up. That's what I'm gonna say. He has such a big ego. His game is not good. It's probably my least favorite game out of everyone in the final 11 now. So yeah. Crickets.
Um, yeah, I don't really have much else to add. I think this game finally is not having the negative, personal, nasty, like element that it once had.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's finally becoming a game of Big Brother, like finally becoming like within the context of this game because there's no more pre-made, there's no more weird Anthony stuff, there's no more Makala. So I think it's like finally going to be a game where decisions are made based off of the game and not based off of like external factors.
Mm.
So that's nice because the sides have kind of formed like organically with the people in the game, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least I hope.
I hope. I pray. Yeah, it's just yeah. I'm excited for this week. It's definitely gonna determine the like course of the game.
Do y'all have anything or not Kaylee, Julia, you were so quiet. Do you have anything?
I don't know what to talk about. You guys mainly covered it all.
We're so rude to Julia.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, what now?
Well, yeah.
Is that all?
All right. Well, I guess that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Well, goodbye.